Hi guys, happy Monday, good morning. It's been a while. I promised to do this video like 2 weeks ago, but like most of you would have known, it's been a roller coaster for the tech sector. For the past 2 weeks, there have been so many layoffs, so many changes, and it's affected, on Tuesday, I had gone and I'd done a keynote speech 2 weeks ago at the Chartered Association of Business Schools, and I was talking about leadership in crisis. And on Wednesday, I was shut in the office and I had to leave it in real life. So I had to lead in a time of crisis. So we're okay and we're grateful, but I really want to shout out to all those that are doing amazing on the platform, running around every other person on the tech sector. Whatever we are going through, it's amazing to see humanity. People are supporting each other by helping to review CVs, offering job options, professional headshots. It just shows how reliant and the community we build as humans to support each other. But back to this, because I thought I would share it because I thought it's so relevant. The speech I gave, which is leadership in time of crisis. When I had that speech, I was discussing four things, and I wanted to share some of those themes. I was speaking to a past time I had to go through a leadership crisis. And four things I spoke about, we will get to do the video installment, but the four key things were: one, when you're leading in time of crisis, it's good to accept your new reality. Two, there will be always a tension between change and continuity, something to consider. Three, I like a perspective where you tend to see it as a time of opportunity. And four, how do we stay prepared ahead? So I will speak to the first two because I thought it's so relevant, and especially for those that are employees, this might be something that will be relevant to helping you the next couple of weeks or days or months. We don't know how long the likely recession will be. Some say 48 months. But I think the first thing is to accept the new reality as a leader, as an employee. And let's accept the fact that the tech sector, for example, is not growing as fast as it used to grow. So no access to free capital like before. So there will be a slowdown, there will be layoffs, there will be change in headcounts. Some of us have been affected, some have not been affected, but we might not, we would have a new reality. It's like a new normal, just like post-COVID. And it's good to do that because once you put yourself in that frame of mind, it tends to open up your mind for the next phases and how you will prepare for the next phases. So let's accept that that growth we used to see is no longer there. The macroeconomic changes has affected the sector. There will be changes and there might still be more to come. And let's start thinking about what's your plan B, what's your plan C, what are you going to do? And the second thing I spoke about, though I was speaking to a past case I had to go through leading in a time of crisis, was, there will always be a tension, and this is where leadership comes in, between what has to change and what you could continue. Now, if I look at it from an employee perspective, I would say for you as an individual, considering that the next couple of months might not be as it used to be, what has to change individually for you? It could be the way you run your costs, your expenses, how you invest, where you spend your time. And as a leader, leading others, leading an organization, what has to change is to understand, is your market changing? How are you responding to that market? If the market has evolved, are there changes to your structure, your processes that you had to do, to your cost, which is really speaking to that example where I had found out 1 year after joining to a company where I was meant to unlock a new market, that the company was going bankrupt. Don't ask me. I know the question is that did you do your due diligence? But when I discovered that the new reality for myself and the team was that it's not business as usual, it's not what we thought it was, and what can we focus on? What are the things we can control, we can throw our energies at? What has to change in the way we operated, managed, or engaged clients? Then what could we continue, and we could continue to focus on that would help us through that time. So I will say this to you, but I want to also read a quote which I shared during that session because I thought that's a good way to give you a good frame of what we are talking about. And it says, a time of turbulence is a dangerous time, but the greatest danger is a temptation to deny reality. But a time of turbulence is also one of great opportunities for those who can understand, accept, and exploit the new realities. It is above all a time of opportunity for leadership. So I think it's worth thinking about. This could be a time for opportunity. I know it is a tough time for those in the tech sector, but maybe you could look at the frame differently. There could be new opportunities coming out of this. Think about COVID. Before COVID, if you look at the retail e-com sector, most people went to brick and mortar stores. Very few did online shopping. During COVID, the reality changed. It was mostly online. And post-COVID is now hybrid, omni-channel. People go to the stores, check out the color, the fabric, and they go and shop online. So it's more hybrid. So it's adapting to this new reality as a business, thinking what has to change, what doesn't have to change. Because almost businesses did, to understand that the shoppers themselves have changed their buying habit, and then you have to adapt. So for us as employees, and even employers, the market is changing, the industry is changing, economic realities are changing. What has to change for you? And what are you going to continue? Hit me in the comment section. Have a nice week. See you guys later.